Hey Chuck, thank you. Yes, it was great to have a bye last week. After two very physical football games against UConn and Tulane, so we felt like the bye came at a great time for us. So we were able to rest up a little bit and also prepare for Air Force. So just did a combination of both last week and trying to recover a little bit and also start the initial preparation for Air Force. We know Air Force very well. They know us very well. Very good football team, very good football program. Coach Calhoun over the years and Coach DeBerry prior to that, they've won a ton of football games there. It's going to be a tough game. We know what to expect from them. Colorado Springs is a tough place to play, but our kids are looking forward to it. It's the first leg of the Commander-in-Chief Trophy. Both schools know that, so all of us know the implications, and everything's at stake. But I think our guys are looking forward to it. We'll continue to hopefully another great week of practice, and then head down to Colorado Springs for a tough football game against a really good team.
We'll take questions for Coach Niumatalolo. Please hit *1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue. The operator will introduce you. So again, *1 on your keypads, please.
And our first question comes from Gene Wang with the Washington Post. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Ken. Obviously, Air Force, Navy, always a lot at stake there. But anything more? Does the game become more high profile now that you're both 3-0, undefeated for the first time ever in series history going into the game? And just kind of tangentially on top of that, Army's 3-1. Just your thoughts on all the service academies getting off to good starts this year.
Yeah, it's great that all three service academies got off to a great start. All three service academies are playing well. As you said, Gene, it's always obviously it's one of our rivalry games, so it's always a big game, a tough game for us to play Air Force. Being that we're both undefeated, adds a little bit more to it, but still, I think regardless of the records, both schools, both teams, both programs are going to put everything that they have into this game. But it's exciting. It's exciting from the standpoint of it's a rivalry game. We're both undefeated, and I'm sure we're both looking forward to this game.
And another question, Ken. What's kind of the impact Weston Steelhammer being out for the first half against you guys? Obviously one of the best defensive players in Air Force history is not going to be on the field. What does that do for your preparation, if anything at all?
Well, obviously he's a really, really good football player. We've seen him, for several years. He's as good as we see all year. So, not having him, hopefully helps us. But, I'm sure they have somebody else in there that will come up and step up. It's kind of the way football and sports work. It's kind of the way service academy teams work. Next man up. But yes, he's a good player. We're going to continue to prepare the same. But, obviously he's a really good football player.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you, Gene.
And our next question comes from Brent Brigman from the Colorado Springs Gazette. Please go ahead, sir.
Hi, Ken. As he just mentioned, without Steelhammer, but also Air Force's issues have come in the secondary against the passing attack. Is there any temptation on your part to explore that, or do you have to remain true to what you run on offense?
Yeah, we are who we are. I think both sides talk about, we're going to throw the ball more. Then you look up and both teams threw the ball 13 times, which for both service academies, that's a lot, But, we're both option teams. We're an option team. First and foremost, it's who we are. It's not to say we're not going to throw the ball, obviously, but, we're not going to change and all of a sudden become Texas Tech or West Virginia and throw the ball 30 times. That's not who we are. And obviously not having him is, it's a big deal because he's a really, really good football player. But, I know Air Force has done a really good job recruiting. I'm sure the next guy will step up also.
Okay. And I'm just curious, now that Navy's established in a league, and obviously Air Force on the other side is competing for Mountain West title, does that diminish in any way the Commander-in-Chief's trophy, or does it just add another element to what you do in the season?
Yeah, nothing's changed for us. We basically have two goals to start the season, and in my mind, they're both the same. Win the Commander-in-Chief trophy and win the conference. Those are our our top two goals as we start the season, win the CSC and win the conference. So they're both very, very important to us. Playing Air Force is a huge, huge game for our program. We have a ton of respect for them. They're a good team, and they always have been. And our games have always been hard-fought football games. And so we don't expect anything different this week.
Okay, thanks a lot. We'll see you out here.
Okay, thank you.
And we'll take our next question from Bill Wagner from the Baltimore Sun Media Group. Please go ahead, sir.
Hey, Coach. You'll have some younger players who have never been to Colorado Springs. What do you tell them to try to get them prepared for because the intensity of this game and the atmosphere, they'll have never experienced anything like this. What can you do to try to get these younger guys to understand what it's going to be all about?
Well, first and foremost, we got to prepare for the football game. You can't worry for anything else. We just got to make sure that, we keep the game between the white lines, and that's all of our preparation is just getting ready for the game. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of hype and a lot of intensity, and there'll be a lot of nerves. We're human, and our players are human, so. But you can't worry about any of that stuff that you can't control. It's going to be a hostile environment, playing against a good team. We just got to focus on our preparation, and that's all you can worry about. And other stuff you just got to deal with.
I'm guessing that the Commander-in-Chief's trophy has been at the Rotunda of Bancroft Hall. Are you planning to move it into the locker room as a visual reminder to these guys what they're playing for on Saturday?
No, it's been down here. It's kind of gone back and forth during the year, but it's been down here this week.
At the locker room?
Mm-hmm. Well,
okay,
in our building.
In the football building?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Hi, Wags.
And we'll take our next question from Tim Griffin from the San Antonio Express News. Please go ahead,
Ken.
sir.
Good morning, Ken. How are you doing today?
Morning. How you doing?
Hey, I wonder if you can put a finger on why it seems like the academy teams have all gotten good at the same time.
I'm not, Coach Monken is a really good football coach. Eventually they knew that, they'd get that turned around. Air Force have been winning for quite a few years,
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we just got good this year. We've been winning for a long time, so, we've been to 13, out of the last 14 years we've been to bowl games. Air Force has won a ton of games. The team that's trying to get things turned around was Army, and they've done a really good job. And so, it's a testament to, Coach Monken and their staff and their players, and they're playing really well.
Is it also kind of good for college football in general, you think, when all three academy teams are successful?
I think so. I think so. It's really cool to see three institutions that it's more than just about football. It's actually more than just about the education. It stands for more than that. I think it symbolizes a lot of things that are great about our country. And so I think it's really cool to see that all three service academies are doing well at the same time. And, season's early, so hopefully all three of us can continue to be successful because it's a long year.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your help. Thank you.
Thank you.